first question to ponder when you go home is why. Here's another good answer to why. It's the second question. Why not? Why not see how much you can earn? Why not see how much you can learn? Why not see how many skills you can develop? Why not see what kind of person you can become? Why not see what kind of influence you can have? Why not see how many people you can rescue from oblivion? Why not see how many people you can reach? I want you to give thoughtful consideration to your goals. And why not?
I always had coaches, and I knew that I wasn't going to be able to build my business without having somebody that knew how to avoid all of the pitfalls that business throws at you. And so it was well worth the thousands of dollars that we spent a month to get this thing done. And now here we are. I mean, like I said, we're franchised out, we've scaled it, everything. I mean, I'm a success story from the coaching. There's always that time when you want to go out and have fun. Maybe you want to go hang out with you got a lunch date that calls, maybe some guys, friends of yours. Hey, Gabe, let's go watch the NCAA tournament. It's Friday. Come on, man. You can come out with us at 12 o'clock and we'll have some beers and some burgers and we'll watch the basketball game. No. And you have to be very disciplined. No. And so they're like, what's wrong with you? It's like, I'm working. I've got goals. I've got things I got to do. My business needs me today. And I want to scale my business. And that was important to me. And it was important to my family. And so they were like, yeah, Gabe ain't going to do anything until he gets to a point where he's happy and he's satisfied and he feels like he can then turn things over because he's systemized things, he understands things, and then he can teach somebody else how to do that. So it really didn't take me that long, but once I learned how to get things done, and then I started learning how to, we were building these playbooks, Clay and I were building these playbooks. And so when we built those and I would give them to an employee, I'd be like, all right, cool. Now this is your job. This is how you do your job. This is everything you need right here. Got any questions? No. Okay, great. Now go. And so then we would check over it and okay, great. You did a good job. Cool. Just do more of that. So that's when the time freedom really started showing up, is once those playbooks and everything was built and we were able to bring on somebody as an employee and say, okay, hey, here's what you do.
Right.
And that's all you have to do. Okay. And then off they went. That freed me up. And so, yeah, but in the beginning, man, we had to build the playbooks. I had to do the SEO. I had to make the videos. I had to do a lot of stuff. And yeah, it was fun. Typically, most of the time, when you ask somebody that one key question, what is it costing you not to do this? They can actually reflect and they can start to figure out and visualize in their mind what their life looks like now and what they really want it to be. And then that light bulb will go off in their head and man, they'll just be like, I got to do this.
I write books, and in those books, I lay out specific. Folks, on today's show, I want to talk about your break-free point. And someone says, what's your break-free point? Well, as an example, how much revenue do you need to earn per year to break free of your current economic reality? Let me just get really practical. Back in the day, Gabe, our today's guest, Gabe, he started a company called windowninjas.com. And I'm sure at some point, he wrote down on a piece of paper or a notebook or in his head or somewhere, if I can do this much sales per year, then my wife and I can afford this lifestyle or this house or this car or whatever it is. When I was building my first company, djconnection.com, I was working at Applebee's, Target, and DirecTV. Yes, folks, if you're looking for the super secret, the ultra get-rich-quick path to success, it was Applebee's, Target, and DirecTV, working there simultaneously. Someone says, what were the three? I want to know the secret. Working at Applebee's, Target, and DirecTV. But as I was working at Applebee's, Target, and DirecTV, I wrote down on a sheet of paper that if my company, djconnection.com, which I no longer owned, but I did grow to be massive and I sold it, I knew that if I could just do 3 weddings or 3 events per week, I could break free. I would no longer need to work at 3 jobs, and I could afford to take my wife out to dinner, and I could build her our dream home. And I had that thought in my 18-year-old mind. I'm dating this woman. Then we're married. We're 20. I remember coming home one day and telling my wife, guess what? I quit all 3 jobs. She says, you did? I said, yes. Because it is a mathematical certainty that we will be financially successful because I have achieved my break-free point. I remember like it was yesterday, driving down the road, looking over at my wife. I looked at her. I said, hey, we can build the dream house now. She said, we can? I go, yes, I did the math and we've achieved our break-free point. What am I talking about? Somebody watching this show today, I want you to really listen into today's guest and think about how can you achieve your break-free point? What is your break-free point? And with that being said, Gabe Salinas, welcome onto the Thrivetime Show. How are you, sir?
I am great, Clay. It's good to see you again.
Hey, brother, I'm excited for you to impart some wisdom on our listeners out there. The break-free point. I'm not asking for the specific number, but when you were building windowninjas.com, which now you've grown, we've had the opportunity to work together over the years, and you now have 11 locations. But do you remember maybe a little goal you had? Like, if I can just sell this much per year, then maybe, I can afford a new car or a new house, or I can. Did you remember your first couple stepping stones or your first couple benchmarks that you wanted to hit?
Yeah, I do. I mean, it's funny you're talking about this because it's something that's really always on my mind. But yeah, I remember back in the day, I mean, doing $100,000 in a year was a big deal, right? That was the first one. And I knew exactly what that was going to allow us to achieve. And as far as a company goes, we wanted to, how fast could we get to 1 million? We knew exactly what that was going to achieve for us. We continue to build onto those break free points, because it seems like once you get to one, you never really want to stop. It's like you want to get to the next one, So you're like, oh, well, how far can we push this? And that's what makes it fun. I mean, when you have little goals like that, and they're not really little, but I mean, when you have goals like that and you set numbers in front of you and you say, man, I can do that, it's like, I got that. That's no problem. Let's see how long we can how fast we can get to that point. But yeah, it's good to have those goals set in numbers for sure.
Now, for anybody who hasn't become self-employed before, let's get really specific and let's think about windowninjas.com. If somebody goes to your website because they're thinking about teaming up with you, whether you and I use the same language or not, you and I are focused on helping people to achieve their financial break-free point as quickly as possible. So someone goes to windowninjas.com and they want to buy a windowninjas.com franchise. How long do you think it might take somebody to become financially successful as a windowninjas.com franchise? How long could it take? How long should it take? Or walk us through that, because I think some people think that, wow, if I buy a windowninjas.com franchise, I could become rich in 7 minutes. Or some people think it might take 7 years. How long does it take for someone, if they buy the windowninjas.com franchise, how long will it take them to achieve their financial break-free point?
It could take them 7 minutes, or it could take them 7 years. I mean, it depends on the person, Clay, but our system is set up so that we know that you can you can pretty much recoup your investment and meet your break-free point in 2 years. I typically see people do it within 2 to 3 years at the most. Some people are a little faster go-getters than others. Sometimes people just, I don't know, they just need to catch their stride, so to say. And once they get really into their full stride, I mean, it's amazing how the revenue really starts to compound faster. But yeah, I always like to give people about a 3 year window. And I encourage them to get through it faster. But it just depends on how much time and energy they put into it as well.
Now, I'll say this, with the DJConnection.com business that I built, the average wedding that we provided entertainment for, the average price tag back in the day was about $600 to $1,000, $600 to $1,000. So the net profit that I could generate per wedding event was, we'll call it $200, $250 per event. So on a smaller event, we can make $175. On the biggest event we ever did, we might make $300. But I would tell my, I would kind of put it in my journal, tell my wife, tell myself, it was a thing of, okay, if we do 10 weddings this week and I make $175 per wedding, then I'm going to make $1,700 this week. If we do 20 weddings, I'm going to make $3,400 this week. If we do 40, I'm going to do $4,800 this week. Now, if we do 80, I'm going to do $9,600 of profit this week. And we would do typically 4,000 weddings a year. What is the average price tag at windowninjas.com for a service? Because you guys do residential window cleaning, commercial window cleaning, all different sizes and shapes. But just to give people a little context, what is the average price tag, or what's the average fee that you charge to clean windows?
The average customer, residential customer, is typically paying about $350 a visit, and larger commercial jobs are typically right around the four to $5,000 range. So I mean, we break them down into two different categories because we do have a huge, huge, huge residential service business, and the home services industry is a massive industry, and it literally stands next to our commercial industry, and the commercial buildings, they a lot more work, a lot more time on the job, and so those jobs typically tend to be right around the $3,000 to $4,000 range on average. So when it all boils down, we break it down into two different categories because we know exactly what customers that we want to go for on the residential side and what customers that we want to go for on the commercial side. And that gives our teams the ability to really start to get out there and scale pretty quickly. That's why I said we can always really get a location up and running and breaking even well before the 3 year mark, but we don't like to see it go past 3 years at all.
Now, I talked to a young lady today, and I'll be very vague about this, but she's going to college to
Mhm.
study. She wants to kind of intern a little bit, and I was talking to her, and she's studying in college, studying fitness and nutrition and health at a college that, let's just say, it's more than 50,000 a year to go there, and so that's 4 years of investment of her time and $200,000 plus of just tuition. I mean, it's a $300,000 expense to go to that college when you add in tuition and room and board, and so $300,000 she's sinking into this degree to study exercise and fitness and nutrition. And I think I blew her young mind today. I said, well, hey, one of my clients does personal training and he nets $20,000 a month on a low month, net profit, $20,000 a month of income. And he has no certifications and he has no degrees. But what he does is he looks very physically fit and he knows nutrition and he helps people get in shape. And people really don't care about the certifications. They care about whether you can get them in shape or not as a personal trainer. Have you considered that? And this woman was just blown away, this young lady, because she'd never considered the break free point. I said, furthermore, if you continue down this path and get that degree, how long will it take you to break even? Like, how long will it take you to pay for the cost of your college education before you break even? And she's going, I don't even know. I mean, but why is it that most people don't think about their break free point?
Clay, most people aren't business owners, I guess. I don't know. I don't understand. I've always had that mind where I understood that I knew exactly how much money I needed to make today. I knew exactly how much I wanted to make tomorrow, and I knew exactly if I did the same thing the third day that I would just carry on, kind of like you were doing the math earlier, at the beginning of this conversation. I don't know. It's a game to me, but I guess a lot of people don't look at it that way. I want to know that, hey, if I do X amount of dollars an hour and I spend X amount of hours a day doing that specific task, then over the course of the week, I'm going to make 10,000, 20,000, 40,000, $50,000. I mean, you just got to do the math. I don't know. Maybe people don't like doing the math, Clay. I don't know.
I don't get it. Now I'll say this before we kind of transition into some calls to action. I just want to encourage people. If you feel like, man, I have no idea how to turn my dreams into reality financially, a great way to do it is by buying a franchise. And someone says, well, why would I want to buy a franchise? Franchising is like bumper bowling for business. It decreases the statistical probability of you failing. Huh? Yeah, you're following a proven plan. It's like a blueprint. It's like a proven blueprint to build a house. It's a proven recipe to make a great meal. It's a proven system. Yes, that's what a franchise is. Operating without a franchise for many people is a lot like running through a minefield naked. Huh? Yes, it's a lot like running through a minefield naked. Mines exploding, mines, and you're running through that thing, sprinting through it aggressively naked during the day. A, no one wants to look at that. B, it's when you hit a landmine, you blow up, and there's no need to sprint through the minefield of business naked, hoping that you don't step on a landmine and embarrass yourself in the process. Why not just follow a proven system? Let's talk about franchising for a second. Why is franchising such an effective tool for so many entrepreneurs?
Man, because like you said, Clay, I mean, you've got a proven system. It's kind of like making macaroni and cheese. That good old Kraft macaroni and cheese. You got the box. It has the instructions on there. It's got that powder fake cheese in there that tastes oh so yummy. All you got to do is grab some milk, follow the instructions, and hey, guess what? Now you're eating macaroni and cheese, right? It's super simple. You just follow the directions. The next thing you know, you're enjoying your bowl of macaroni and cheese. Franchising is the same exact way. You just follow the system. You know exactly how to load up your trucks. You know exactly how to do each one of the services. You know exactly how to produce your marketing plan campaigns. You know exactly how your phones are going to get or answered. You know exactly how estimates or quotes are going to get put into the system and delivered to the customer. You know exactly what that thank you call is going to be like to the customer that you just serviced. You know exactly how you're going to service your trucks. You know exactly how you're going to wrap your trucks. You're going to know exactly what equipment. I mean, it's just a recipe. And that's why franchising is much, has so much value and benefits to it compared to just trying to wing it, figure it out on your own, go reinvent the wheel today because I'm going to have to go reinvent it again tomorrow. Man, if you want a clear, fast path to success in America today, you better buy a franchise.
Folks, now let me pull it up real quick. WindowNinjas.com. WindowNinjas.com. Full disclosure, I've worked with Gabe for years, and I've watched him turn his wonderful business into a super success story. I've seen it happen firsthand. Gabe is a diligent doer. He has a great system. You can learn more about it by going to WindowNinjas.com. WindowNinjas.com. Gabe, I'll give you the final word for anybody out there that, frankly, has never thought about their break-free point, who's never sat down and thought, man, I wonder how much money I'd have to make to achieve my financial goals. What do you say?
I go back to franchising. Hey, if you're interested in an opportunity that's going to grow your wealth, it's going to grow your happiness factor. Hey, and it's not gonna wear you down every single day, 7 days a week, man. Listen, our team over here at Window Ninjas has got a great opportunity for all kinds of people who are looking to get into a franchised business. It's the easiest way to scale. It's the easiest way to grow your net worth, and it is the easiest way for you to be able to achieve your financial goals, whatever they may be.
Amen to that. Gabe Salinas, thank you so much for your time, your energy, your wisdom, and we'll talk to you next week, sir.
Sounds great, Clay. See you then.
That Clay Clark, man, he is one character.
It's a good word for him. Character. Yeah, that is it.
Good, driven, smart. And I've never met a guy who was so hyper all the time. He's doing so much good. And then I met his mother, and she just says, she just lets him be Clay Clark. I mean, so he's endorsed by his mother, and he's doing magnificent work. So it was great meeting you out there and all the people that he surrounds himself with. Clay Clark starts his days at 5 o'clock in the morning.
Oh, it's incredible. Yeah, he's a machine. He's a machine.
Yeah. But I have problems with my company starting at 9 o'clock. Yes, hundreds of people showing up at 5 a.m. in Tulsa, Oklahoma. Man, he's a leader of a leader. He's a fantastic young man.
No, he is. He is.
He has such a wealth of knowledge. He's worked with so many different companies and different businesses. He could take a concept that he's used before in the past with somebody totally different industry and see how it would work perfectly for you in whatever niche market you're in or whatever type of service you're providing. And so his brain is just a wealth of knowledge, and just to have that type of perspective on, as a part of your team and your own company is huge, super valuable. So I would definitely encourage people to use him. But one thing is, you got to be coachable. You got to be wanting to get feedback. You got to be wanting to really grow your company. You got to want to put that extra 10 hours a week to working on your business and not just in your business. And so, yes, I would recommend it to anybody who's wanting to grow their company and provide great systems, checklists, workflows, great encouragement, and have accountability.
Hi, I'm Aaron Antis with Shaw Homes. I first heard about Clay through a mortgage lender here in town who had told me what a great job he had been doing for them, and I actually noticed he was driving a Lamborghini all of a sudden, so I was willing to listen. In my career, I've sold a little over $800 million in real estate. So honestly, I thought I kind of knew everything about marketing and homes. And then I met Clay, and my perception of what I knew and what I could do definitely changed. After doing $800 million in sales over a 15-year career, I really thought I knew what I was doing. I've been managing a large team of salespeople for the last 10 years here with Shaw Homes. And I mean, we've been a company that's been in business for 35 years. We've become one of the largest builders in the Tulsa area, and that was without Clay. So when I came to know Clay, I really thought, man, there's not much more I need to know, but I'm willing to listen. The interesting thing is our internet leads from our website has actually, in a 4-month period of time, has gone from somewhere around 10 to 15 leads in a month to 180 internet leads in a month. Just from the few things that he's shown us how to implement that I honestly probably never would have come up with on my own. So I got a lot of good things to say about the system that Clay put in place with us, and it's just been an incredible experience. I am very glad that we met and had the opportunity to work with Clay. So the interaction with the team and with Clay on a weekly basis is honestly very enlightening. One of the things that I love about Clay's perspective on things is that he doesn't come from my industry. He's not somebody who's in the home building industry. I've listened to all the experts in my field. Our company has paid for me to go to seminars, international builder shows, all kinds of places where I've had the opportunity to learn from the experts in my industry. But the thing that I found working with Clay is that he comes from such a broad spectrum of working with so many different types of businesses that he has a perspective that's difficult for me to gain because I get so entrenched in what I do, I'm not paying attention to what other leading industry experts are doing. And Clay really brings that perspective for me. It is very valuable time every week when I get that hour with him. From my perspective, the reason that any business owner who's thinking about hooking up with Thrive needs to definitely consider it is because the results that we've gotten in a very short period of time are honestly monumental. It has really exceeded my wildest expectation of what he might be able to do. I came in skeptical because I'm very pragmatic, and as I've gone through the process over just a few months, I've realized it's probably one of the best moves we've ever made. I think a lot of people probably feel like they don't need a business or marketing consultant because they maybe are a little bit prideful and like to think they know everything. I know that's how I felt coming in. I mean, we're a big company that's definitely one of the largest in town. And so we kind of felt like we knew what we were doing. And I think for a lot of people, they let their ego get in the way of listening to somebody that might have a better or different perspective than theirs. I would just really encourage you, if you're thinking about working with Clay, I mean, the thing is, it's month to month. Go give it a try and see what happens. I think in the 35-year history of Shaw Homes, this is probably the best thing that's happened to us. And I know if you give them a shot, I think you'll feel the same way. I know for me, the thing I would have missed out on if I didn't work with Clay is I would have missed out on literally an 1,800% increase in our internet leads. Going from 10 a month to 180 a month, that would have been a huge financial decision to just decide not to give it a shot. I would absolutely recommend Clay Clark to anybody who's thinking about working with somebody in marketing. I would skip over anybody else you were thinking about, and I would go straight to Clay and his team. I guarantee you're not going to regret it because we sure haven't.
My name is Danielle Sprick, and I am the founder of D Sprick Realty Group here in Tulsa, Oklahoma. After being a stay-at-home mom for 12 years and my 3 kids started school and they were in school full-time, I was at a crossroads and trying to decide what do I want to do? My degree and my background is in education, but after being a mom and staying home and all of that, I just didn't have a passion for it like I once did. My husband suggested real estate. He's a home builder, so real estate and home building go hand in hand, and we just rolled with it. I love people. I love working with people. I love the building relationships. But one thing that was really difficult for me was the business side of things, the processes and the advertising and marketing. I knew that I did not have what I needed to make that what it should be. So I reached out to Clay at that time, and he and his team have been extremely instrumental in helping us build our brand, help market our business, our agents, the homes that we represent. Everything that we do is a direct line from Clay and his team and all that they've done for us. We launched our brokerage, our real estate brokerage, 8 months ago. And in that time, we've gone from myself and one other agent to just this week, we signed on our 16th agent. We have been blessed with the fact that we right now have just over 10 million in pending transactions. 3 years ago, I never would have even imagined that I would be in this role that I'm in today, building a business, having 16 agents. But I have to give credit where credit's due. And Clay and his team and the business coaching that they've offered us has been huge. It's been instrumental in what we're doing. Don't ever limit your vision. When you dream big, big things happen.
I started a business because I couldn't work for anyone else. I do things my way. I do what I think is in the best interest of the patient. I don't answer to insurance companies. I don't answer to large corporate organizations. I answer to my patient, and that's it. My thought when I opened my clinic was I can do this all myself. I don't need additional outside help in many ways. I went to medical school. I can figure this out. But it was a very, very steep learning curve. Within the first 6 months of opening my clinic, I had a $63,000 embezzlement. I lost multiple employees. Clay helped us weather the storm of some of the things that are just a lot of people experience, especially in the medical world. He was instrumental in helping with the specific written business plan. He's been instrumental in hiring good quality employees, using the processes that he outlines for getting in good talent, which is extremely difficult. He helped me in securing the business loans. He helped me with web development and search engine optimization. We've been able to really keep a steady stream of clients coming in because they found us on the web. With everything that I encountered, everything that I experienced, I quickly learned it is worth every penny to have someone in your team that can walk you through and even avoid some of the pitfalls that are almost invariable in starting your own business. I'm Dr. Chad Edwards, and I own Revolution Health and Wellness Clinic.
Clay, my honor to be on your show, and thank you for all you do. I hear the ripple effects from you are good ripple effects, you know what I mean? People rave about what they learned from you, so congratulations.
And we went from expecting maybe 250,000 this year to we're at 400,000. Hi, I'm Kelsey with K&D's Woodruff Finishing, business owner at 23. So I've been working this K&D's company for about 5 years now, and we started working with Thrive not too long ago. And we went from expecting maybe 250,000 this year to we're at 400,000. That's what we're going to hit or exceed. So we're pretty excited about that. It's been pretty much just listening to what they have to say. Their hiring process has just really been incredible as far as finding good quality help, and the just the accountability of meeting up with them weekly, and like such good insight, the resources that they have for specific business questions. It's all been really incredible. It's been a great experience, so I would recommend it to anybody.
What I've seen from Clay and his group at Thrive is they'll give you a simple system, and it's the simple systems are the ones that people can wrap their brain around. They're the ones that people can work with on a day-to-day basis.
Hi there, my name is Stephanie Pipkin. I am 24 years old and I own Black River Falls Cleaning Services. We opened in April of 2019 and it is now mid-June of 2020. So I wanted to talk today about the success and growth I have achieved by implementing the Proven Path with Clay Clark's team and my business coach Luke from Thrivetime. It has been insane to say the least. I started working with them in mid-February of this year. So we're about 4 months in of working together, and it has completely transformed my business in pretty much every facet. So I'm gonna check my notes here. So in 4 months, my leads have tripled. I was getting probably like 2 leads a week. Now I'm getting more in the like 10 to 15 leads a week. I have doubled my number of employees. I'm now hitting the highest revenue weeks in the history of the company, week to week, it seems like. We went from about 6 appointments today as our highest in February to now 14 to 15 appointments a day. And hiring quality employees has become much simpler and less stressful by using their systems for hiring. I typically only get maybe 2 complaints a month, if that, and everybody shows up to work. I just have really high quality employees now, especially in something people typically consider a high turnover type of work, you know, cleaning houses, cleaning businesses. I have amazing employees now, and I get rid of the ones who are not so amazing and bring on new ones because of, you know, group interviews and interviewing every single week. It's just been great, and such I don't waste as much time on low quality candidates anymore. And your coach will hold you accountable. I mean, which I love. Again, the tough love is really great. You know, Luke's like a stern father figure, but he's also nice, but also stern when he needs to be, when I'm being lazy and not doing the things that I know I need to do because I don't want to do them. So that's just great. Worth every penny. I mean, I'd pay him $1 million a month if I can, and maybe someday I'll be able to, but I would just say go for it. If it seems like a good fit, just go for it. Do what they say, even if you think it's stupid or ridiculous. Just do what they say because it'll work. You know, people, when they look at my business, you know, people in my town, they think I'm lucky. They think I'm just, you know, things just happen for me. And, you know, maybe I am lucky, but it has a lot to do with hard work and, you know, perseverance and, you know, working till you cry sometimes. That's just being an entrepreneur, which if you're a business owner, you understand that. But it's having these systems in place of, you know, of course I'm going to be successful. It's an absolute because I have all this stuff in the background happening, and I have Luke and Clay and everybody on their team working really hard to make sure that I'm a success. And I can tell that they are just so excited every single week when I'm having all these wins and things like that. They're so excited for me. So it's the best thing ever, and I would suggest to anybody to work with them.
Are you looking to start or grow a super successful business? Join Eric Trump, the New York Times bestselling author of The Carnivore Diet, Sean Baker. Join hundreds of real business owner client success stories at the highest rated business conference in America. Join Mel K, Julie Green, Amanda Grace, Pastor Dave Scarlett, and myself in Tulsa, Oklahoma, November 5th and 6th. Attend the most real, the most authentic, the highest rated, and most reviewed Ultimate Business Growth Workshop. During this 2-day interactive business workshop, you're going to learn everything you need to know to make your business grow. Learn how to generate more sales. Learn how to produce additional high-quality inbound leads. Learn how to create repeatable systems. Learn how to build a successful business. And learn how to do it now. If you've ever wanted to learn how to start and grow a super successful company, this is the event for you. At our 2-day interactive business workshop, we will teach you specifically every step that you need to take to start and grow a super successful company. We will teach you specifically how to get to the top of the Google search engine results, how to dominate artificial intelligence search results, how to market via social media, how to generate more leads, and how to get in front of your ideal and likely buyers. We're going to teach you the step-by-step processes that you need to learn in order to hire, inspire, train, and retain high-quality employees and teammates. We're going to teach you specifically what you need to learn to manage a team of people. We're going to teach you how to manage your finances, how to look at the numbers, and to figure out the specific steps that you need to take to create a time freedom and financial freedom producing business. At the Thrivetime Show 2-day interactive business workshop, we've been teaching entrepreneurs everything they need to know to start and grow a successful company since 2005. In fact, at our 2-day interactive business workshops, we're going to teach you marketing, systems and scaling, human resources, accounting, social media marketing, branding, search engine optimization, sales training, financial management, and so much more. You can learn more and request tickets today simply by going to thrivetimeshow.com. Yes, You can request tickets today simply by going to thrivetimeshow.com. That's the website. Join Eric Trump, myself, and Team America live and in person at the Thrivetime Show 2-day interactive business workshop, November 5th and 6th in Tulsa, Oklahoma.
My name is Kevin Thomas, and the name of our company is MultiClean. We are a commercial janitorial service, and we serve the entire state of Oklahoma and Kansas and soon to be Arkansas. We have probably grown probably 5 times. We've added, I think when we first started with you, we had 60 to 65 employees. And now we have a little over 300 employees. Before we got involved with Thrivetime, we didn't really have any systems or processes in place. So I've probably been to, in 6-7 years, I've probably been to 12 to 13 business conferences. And amazingly, each time I go, I learn something new, and I'm so excited to bring it back and show the team about marketing and how to implement.
Okay, Aaron Antis, November 5th and 6th. Guess who's coming back to Tulsa? I will give you a hint. His first name is Eric, and his last name is Trump. Whoa. And his father is the 47th president of these United States. Yes, Eric Trump is joining us once again here September 25th and 26th in Tulsa, Oklahoma for the 2-day interactive Thrivetime Show Business Growth Workshop. But Eric Trump is bringing friends. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, Amanda Grace will be in the place. Dr. Stella Emanuel will be here in T-Town in Tulsa, Oklahoma. Julie Green will be on the scene. Mel K will be here to say hey. Dave Scarlett from the His Glory team will be here. It's going to be a blasty blast right here in Tulsa, Oklahoma. If you want to start or grow a super successful company, if you want to make your wallet great again or make your wallet great for the first time, if you want to learn marketing, systems, scaling, human resources, accounting, social media, branding, search engine optimization, sales training, financial management, and more, get your tickets right now at thrivetimeshow.com. Once again, that's thrivetimeshow.com.
Hey, I'm Ryan Wimpy. I'm originally from Tulsa, born and raised here. I've definitely learned a lot about life design and making sure the business serves you. The linear workflow for us and getting everything out on paper and documented is really important. Like we have workflows that are kind of all over the place, so having linear workflow and seeing that mapped out on multiple different boards is pretty awesome. That's really helpful for me. The atmosphere here is awesome. I definitely just stared at the walls, figuring out how to make my facility look like this place. This place rocks. It's invigorating. The walls are super, it's just very cool. The atmosphere is cool. The people are nice. It's a pretty cool place to be. Very good learning atmosphere. I literally want to model it and steal everything that's here at this facility and basically create it just on our business side. Play is hilarious. I literally laughed so hard that I started having tears yesterday. And we've been learning a lot, which, we've been sitting here, we've been learning a lot, and so the humor definitely helps. It breaks it up. But the content is awesome, off the charts, and it's very interactive. You can raise your hand. It's not like you're just listening to the professor speak, The wizard teaches, but the wizard interacts and he takes questions, so that's awesome. If you're not attending the conference, you're missing about 3/4 to half of your life. You're definitely... It's probably worth a couple $1,000s. So you're missing the thought process of someone that's already started like 9 profitable businesses. So not only is it a lot of good information, but just getting in the thought.
Clay Clark is here somewhere. Where's my buddy Clay? Clay's the greatest. I met his goats today. I met his dogs. I met his chickens. I saw his compound. He's like the greatest guy.
I ran from his goats, his chickens, his dogs.
So this guy's like the greatest marketer you've ever seen, right? His entire life, Clay Clark, his entire life is marketing.
Well, people don't know this, but the Trump organization has thousands of employees. There's not 50 employees. The Trump organization, again, most people don't know this, but the Trump organization has thousands of employees. And while Donald J. Trump was the 45th president of these United States, he needed a competent man to run and execute his business plans. Showtime! So the man that runs the Trump organization before Donald J. Trump, as he was the 45th president of the United States, and now the 47th president of the United States is Eric Trump. And so Eric Trump is here to talk about time management, promoting from within, marketing, branding, quality control, sales systems, workflow design, workflow mapping, how to build. I mean, everything that you see, the Trump hotels, the Trump golf courses, all their products, the man who manages billions of dollars of real estate and thousands of employees is here to teach us how to do it.
You are talking about one of the greatest brands on the planet from a business standpoint.
Right.
I mean, who else has been able to create a brand like the Trump brand? I mean, look at it. And this is the man behind the business for the last pretty much since 2015. He's been the man behind it. So you're talking, we're into 9 going into 10 years of him running it, and we get to tap into that knowledge. That's going to be amazing.
Now, think about this for a second.
But that Clay Clark, man, he is one character.
It's a good word for him. Character. Yeah, that is it.
Good, driven, smart. And I've never met a guy who was so hyper all the time. He's doing so much good. And then I met his mother, and she just says, she just lets him be Clay Clark. I mean, so he's endorsed by his mother, and he's doing magnificent work. So it was great meeting you out there and all the people that he surrounds himself with. Clay Clark starts his days at 5 o'clock in the morning.
Oh, it's incredible. Yeah, he's a machine. He's a machine.
But I have problems with my company starting at 9 o'clock. Yes, hundreds of people showing up at 5 a.m. in Tulsa, Oklahoma. Man, he's a leader of a leader. He's a fantastic young man.
No, he is.
The lineup continues to grow, and this is how we do our tickets here at the Thrivetime Show. If you want to get a VIP ticket, you can absolutely do it. It's $500 for a VIP ticket. We've always done it that way. Now, if you want to take a general admission ticket, it's $250 or whatever price you want to pay. And the reason why I do that, and the reason why we do that is because we want to make our events affordable for everybody. I grew up without money. I totally understand what it's like to be in a tight spot. So if you want to attend, it's $250 or whatever price you want to pay. That's how I do it. And it's $500 for a VIP ticket. Now, we only have limited seating here. With the most people we've ever had in this building was for the Jim Brewer presentation. Jim Brewer came here, the legendary comedian Jim Brewer came to Tulsa, and we had
718 people. 718 people.
And I thought to myself, there's no more room. I felt kind of bad that a couple people had VIP seats in the men's restroom. Oh, no, I'm just kidding. But I thought, you know what? We should probably add on. So again, if you want to get tickets for this event, all you have to do is go to thrivetimeshow.com. Go to thrivetimeshow.com. When you go to thrivetimeshow.com, you'll go there, you'll request a ticket, boom. Or if you want to text me, if you want a little bit faster service, you say, I want you to call me right now. Just text my number. It's my cell phone number, my personal cell phone number. We'll keep that private between you, me, everybody. We'll keep that private. And anybody. Don't share that with anybody except for everybody. That's my private cell phone number. It's 918-851-0102. 918-851-0102. I know we have a lot of Spanish-speaking people that attend these conferences, and so to be bilingually sensitive, my cell phone number is 918-851-0102.
That is not actually bilingual. That's just saying Juan for a one. It's not the same thing.
I think you're attacking me. Now, let's talk about this. Now, what kind of stuff will you learn at the Thrivetime Show workshop? So, Aaron, you've been to many of these over the past 7-8 years, so let's talk about it. I'll tee up the thing, and then you tell me what you're going to learn here, okay?
Okay. Yeah.
You're going to learn marketing and branding. What are we going to learn about marketing and branding?
Oh, yeah, we're going to dive into, so many people say, I got to get my brand known out there, like the Trump brand, right? You want to get that brand out there. It's like, how do I actually make people know what my business is and make it a household name? You're going to learn some intricacies of how you can do that.
You're going to learn sales. So many people struggle to sell something. This just in, your business will go to hell if you can't sell. So we're going to teach you sales. We're going to teach you search engine optimization, how to come up top in the search engine results. We're going to teach you how to manage people. Aaron, you have managed, no exaggeration, hundreds of people throughout your career and thousands of contractors. And most people struggle with managing people. Why does everybody have to learn how to manage people?
Well, because first of all, you either have great people or you have people who suck. And so it can be a challenge. learning how to work with a large group of people and get everybody pulling in the same direction can be a challenge. But if you have the right systems, you have the right processes, and you're really good at selecting great ones, and we have a process we teach about how to find great people. When you start with the people who have a great attitude, they're teachable, they're driven, all of those things, then, you can get those people all pulling in the same direction.
So we're going to teach you branding, marketing, sales, search engine optimization. We're going to teach you accounting. We're going to teach you personal finance, how to manage your finance. We're going to teach you time management. How do you manage your time? How do you get more done during a typical day? How do you build an organization if you're not organized? How do you do organization? How do you build an org chart? Everything that you need to know to start and grow a business will be taught during this 2-day interactive business workshop. Now, let me tell you how the format is set up here. And again, folks, this is a 2-day interactive 15. Think about this, folks. It's 2 days. Each day it starts at 7 a.m. and it goes until 5 p.m. So from 7 a.m. to 5 p.m., 2 days. It's a 2-day interactive workshop. The way we do it is we do a 30-minute teaching session, and then we break for 15 minutes for a question and answer session. So, Aaron, what kind of great stuff happens during that 15-minute question and answer session after every teaching session?
I actually think it's the best part about the workshops, because here's what happens. I've been to lots of these things over the years. I've paid many thousands of dollars to go to them. And you go in there and they talk in vague generalities, and they're constantly upselling you for something, trying to get you to buy this thing or that thing or this program or this membership. And you leave not getting your very specific questions answered about your business or your employees or what you're doing on your marketing. And what's awesome about this is we literally answer every single question that any person asks, and it's very specific to what your business is.
And what we do is we allow you as the attendee to write your questions on the whiteboard.
Yep.
And then we literally, as you mentioned, we answer every single question on the whiteboard. And then we take a 15-minute break to stretch and to make it entertaining when you're stretching. And this is a true story. When you get up and stretch, you'll be greeted by mariachis.
Sure.
There's going to probably be alpaca here, llamas, helicopter rides, a coffee bar, a snow cone. There's just...
You had a crocodile one time. That was pretty interesting.
I should write that down and I can do that.
Sorry for that one guy that we lost.
The crocodile, we duct taped its face so that we duct taped.
No, it was a baby crocodile.
And it was duct tape.
Yeah, duct tape around the mouth so it didn't bite anybody. But it was really cool passing that thing around and
I should do that. We have a small petting zoo that will be assembled. It's going to be great. And then you're in the company of hundreds of entrepreneurs. So there's not a lot of people in America today. In fact, there's less than 10 million people today, according to U.S. Debt Clock, that identify as being self-employed. So if you have a country with 350 million people, that means you have less than 3% of our population that's even self-employed. Yeah. So you only have 3 out of every 100 people in America that are self-employed to begin with. And when Inc. magazine reports that 96% of businesses fail by default, you have a 1 out of 1,000 chance of succeeding in the game of business. But yet the average client that you and I work with, we can typically double this. And this is no hyperbole, no exaggeration. And I have thousands of testimonials to back this up. We have thousands of testimonials to back it up. But when you work with a home builder, when I work with a business owner, we can typically double the size of the company within 24 months.
Yeah.
Double. And you say double? Yeah, there's businesses that we have tripled. There's businesses we've grown 8x. There's so many examples you can see at thrivetimeshow.com. But again, this is the most interactive, best business workshop on the planet. This is objectively the highest rated and most reviewed business workshop on the planet.
I was looking to learn how to take my business, like they've said today, from being very successful to being systematic. I've got a very successful practice in 3 different cities, make good money. Just want to take it to the next level with systems and processes to where I can drive my cars more.
Paul Hood.
I have been a CPA for 33 years.
And what kind of growth have you and your great team had here over the past, let's say, 5-6 years?
For the last 5, when I met you 5 years ago, we were doing 3 million. This year we'll do 24 million.
Whoa. And you say, Clay, I'm not going to get a ticket unless you give me more. Okay, fine. We're going to serve you the same meal both days. True story. We cater in the food, and because I keep it simple, I literally bring in the same food both days for lunch. It's Ted Escondido's, an incredible Mexican restaurant. That's going to happen. And if someone says, I want more, this is not enough.
Give me more.
Okay. I'm not going to mention their names right now because I'm working on it behind the scenes here. But we've got one guy who's given me a verbal to be here. And this is a guy who's one of the wealthiest people in Oklahoma. And nobody really knows who he is because he's built systems that are very utilitarian, that offer a lot of value. He's made a lot of money in the, it's where you rent. It's short term. Not. It's where you're renting storage spaces. He's a storage space guy. He owns this. What do you call that? The rental. A
storage space.
Storage units.
Yeah.
This guy owns storage units. He owns railroad cars. He owns a lot of assets that make money on a daily basis, but they're not like customer facing. Most people don't know who owns the mini storage facility, or most people don't know who owns the warehouse that's passively making money. Most people don't know who owns the railroad cars, but this guy, he's given me a verbal that he will be here, and we just continue to add more and more success stories. So if you're out there today and you want to change your life, you want to give yourself an incredible gift, you want a life-changing experience, you want to learn how to start and grow a company, go to thrivetimeshow.com. Go there right now, thrivetimeshow.com. Request a ticket for the 2-day interactive event.
Hey, how's it going? I'm Thomas Crossan, owner and founder of Full Package Media in Dallas, Texas. I've been a coaching client with Clay Clark since the beginning of our business. We started about a year ago, August of last year. I had no clients, no idea what we were doing, no clue really what was going on. And now we've grown to where we've got 6 photographers, we've got office space here. I have an admin, sales person that works for us full time, developing an online system. And a lot of that growth we attribute to Clay helping us. And there's so many things that, his stuff is not, revolutionary. It's not this crazy walk on hot coals and all this stuff. It's just real stuff.
It's going to be a blasty blast. There's no upsells. Aaron, I could not be more excited about this event.
I think it is incredible. And there's somebody out there right now, you're watching and you're like, but I already signed up for this incredible other program called Smoke Your Way to Thin. I think that's going to change your life. I promise you, this will be 10 times better than that.
Whoa. It's like I picked the wrong week to quit smoking.
Don't do the Smoke Your Way to Thin conference. That is, I've tried it. Don't do it.
Yeah, chain smoking is not a viable. It is life-changing. It is life-changing. If you become a chain smoker, it is life-changing.
Not the best weight loss program, though.
Right, really. So if you're looking to have life-changing results in a way that won't cause you to have a stoma, get your tickets at thrivetimeshow.com. Again, that's Aaron Antis. I'm Clay Clark, and reminding you and inviting you to come out to the 2-day interactive Thrive Time Show workshop right here in Tulsa, Oklahoma. I promise you, it will be a life-changing experience. We can't wait to see you right here in Tulsa, Oklahoma.
Whoa.
What kind of growth have you had since you and I have been working together over these past few years?
3.45 million. I got those stats before I got on here.
So you've grown by 3.45 million.
Yeah, 3,450,000.
Would that be like if you took the combined revenue, maybe doubled it? Have we gone up by
about almost 3, not quite.
Whoa.